Welcome back, Algebra 2 students. This is Mr. Carlson. This is the second day that we're doing online math, and we're actually getting into it this week. So I know the first day was just kind of preliminary stuff with the Desmos activity, with getting the syllabus. So if you have yet to do those things, unfortunately, you're falling behind. So you need to be able to get on the Desmos activity from Friday, finish that, make sure you finish that so I can get to know you and you can get to know Desmos a little bit better. And then you also need to have your parent or guardian or you along with them fill out the syllabus acknowledgement form. That's on the syllabus and that's also on Google Classroom. If you have yet to get on Google Classroom, you're going to be doing that right now. All right. So this is the agenda. We're going to do some syllabus review, some basic questions, just so you know sort of what to expect with my classroom policies going into this online mess. And then we're going to skip down to MathXL. So if you're watching this, then that means you're either already on MathXL or you're about to get on MathXL. So that's good. And then Google Classroom. So Google Classroom, if you're not on Google Classroom, I'll give you the step-by-step instructions to get on Google Classroom. Sounds good? After that, we're going to be doing review linear equations. So still a little bit of graphing. Hopefully you remember that. During that time, you should have a pen and paper out so that you can follow along because, again, you're going to be quizzed on this week on Friday, your Algebra 1 quiz, a review of all Algebra 1 topics, or at least the biggest Algebra 1 topics, okay? And then after that, we're going to close. So let's get started. I hope you're live, you're well. If you are watching this video and it's still 10 a.m. to 11 a.m., then go ahead and pause this, get hopped on to the Google Meet link so that you can get your access code for MathXL. But I'll explain all that in a little bit. So let's get started. So some syllabus review. Hopefully you can answer these questions. You don't need to write them down if you don't want to, but by all means, you can. So what's my late work policy? I'll even give you a couple of seconds to maybe type that into the syllabus, but my late work policy is just your standard 10% deduction. That's not going to be on any MathXL assignments at all. That's not going to be on quizzes or tests. That's really only going to be on Google Classroom assignments or Desmos assignments. So if you have yet to complete the Desmos activity, that was supposed to be due today. And by 4 p.m., if you still have yet to do it, I will mark it as a 0, missing. And then if you tell me I've completed it after the fact, so let's just say tomorrow, Tuesday, you completed it, then yes, I will go back and grade it, but you'll have a 10% deduction. Okay, that's my late work policy. It's on the syllabus. Read. When are you allowed to do retakes or makeups on quizzes or tests? Tricky one, because you are allowed to do retakes on quizzes and tests, but you're not allowed to do makeups for quizzes and tests. And again, the reason is because I open everything up on Monday. So right now, if you're watching this video and it's Monday, that means everything on MathXL is already opened up. If everything on MathXL is already opened up, that means you can finish whenever you want. If you can finish whenever you want, I don't see a need to have a makeup for quiz and test if you don't finish within that week. You better have a really, really good reason for why you can't do your quizzes and tests that week because you have 5 days. And if you can't do that, then I expect a parent or guardian communication to me directly via email or calling or whatever, telling me that this is the reason why you did not do this quiz or test. But are you allowed to do retakes? Absolutely. Retakes are just 1 week, due 1 week after you first take that quiz. So let's just say you're speedy this week. You finish everything by Wednesday, and this Wednesday you're doing the Algebra 1 quiz. Okay? Because we do have a quiz this week. So if you're doing the Algebra 1 quiz on Wednesday, that means, and let's just say you didn't do so hot on that, that means you have until next Wednesday to retake that quiz. Okay? What about homework quizzes? Well, of course, homework quizzes are not Don't have any makeups on there, just like the quizzes and tests. And they also, though, don't have any retakes. So if you take a homework quiz this week and you ask me for a retake, my answer is no. It says that in the syllabus. I don't even allow retakes in class. Okay? So my answer is no, no retakes. You ought to be doing your homework on these before the homework quizzes, because the homework quizzes, again, I take specific questions from the homework and transfer them on the homework quiz. So if you did the homework before you do the homework quiz, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Are homework quizzes optional or mandatory? Slightly trick question. It's mandatory for the first 2 weeks. Okay, for everyone. First 2 weeks, it's mandatory. After the second week, so beginning of week 3, if your grade is an 89.5 or above, your overall synergy grade is an 89.5% or above, that means you have the option to take that homework quiz or not. If you fail the homework quiz, does that hurt you? No. If you have an A, do you have to take it at all? No. If you take it but yet you get 100% on it, even though you didn't need to take it because you have an A, will I put that in the gradebook? Yes, because the 100% would help you. So I only put in a homework quiz grade if it helps you, but I only put in the homework quiz grade if you have above an A and you don't necessarily need to take it. For those of you who are below an A, you have to take the homework quiz. Is that clear? You have to take the homework quiz for those of you who are below an A. You have to take the homework quiz. Okay. If you are absent, where should you look to find works, notes, or things you missed? So if you were just gone completely one day, totally oblivious, oh crap, I forgot to do school, check Google Classroom first thing. Always check Google Classroom, because that's where you're going to find all your materials, all your resources and everything. And then also check MathXL. I mean, that will tell you exactly what you need to do on any given day for any given week. Do I provide any extra credit? Sort of. I do provide extra credit towards homework quizzes and tests if you complete the homework assignment that's attached to that quiz or test at 100%. If you complete the homework assignment before you take the quiz or test at 100%, then I will add some extra credit points to that quiz or test. For homework quizzes, I add up to 2 extra credit points. Quizzes, I add up to 5. And then tests, I add up to 5. Okay, 5. I hope that is clear. When are you allowed to listen to music in my class? You aren't allowed to listen to music in my class, especially during instruction. But since you guys are all online, I guess it does not matter, right? So please, please, please make sure you go to Google Classroom, fill out the syllabus acknowledgement form, complete that, and so that I can give you points. This is due Wednesday. The acknowledgement form due Wednesday by 4 p.m. It's 5 points, but 5 points is an easy 5 points that you should not forfeit because you just didn't click a couple boxes. Okay? If you're yet to be on Google Classroom, you can follow these steps and instructions. So pause the video if you need to. Get on Google Classroom. Most of you are, I think, though, so that's good. Now, MathXL. This is going to be a beast. I'm going to try to go through this as brief as possible. I'd rather you, but before I do this, I'd rather you go on the Google Meet link. Be on a Google Meet link with me. If you miss Mondays, 8/3, Monday 8/3, if you miss that day and you're just watching this video maybe on Monday at night, then come the next day on Tuesday, come with me and go on the Google Meet link at 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. so that I can kind of guide you through it. I'll do my best kind of virtually through a video here, but it's going to be very, very difficult to get you actually on MathXL when I'm not communicating to you directly. So I'll try my best though. And maybe some of you will absolutely pay attention to this video and do it well. So first things first, you're going to log into MathXL for school. So it looks like this. Okay? It looks like this. And pay very close attention, follow the instructions, register for an account if you are new, so completely new, you've never had me before as a teacher, or if your account is more than 1 year old. If you don't know whether or not your account is more than 1 year old, just email me. I think there's about 4 of you, 4 or 5, in this class, Algebra 2.1, that do not need to have an access code. Your account is not expired. If you had me at any time last year, okay, your account is not expired. Okay? Do you understand? So if you had me for period 3, for quarter 3 last year for statistics, your account is not expired. I'll say that again. If you had me for period 3 or quarter 3 for statistics, period 3, statistics, quarter 3 last year, before COVID, the last time we were on campus, last quarter we were on campus, if you had me for that quarter, your account is not expired. Okay? So you do not need an access code. So you can just skip ahead all the way to 3 here and just type that in. Okay? You can even go to your syllabus here, scroll down, not that far down, and you can just highlight this and then copy it. That's all you have to do. And then copy. Okay? Copy, and then you can just go into enroll new course. How do you enroll in a new course? This is only for those whose account is not expired. I'll get to you guys who are brand new in a little bit. For those of you whose count is not expired yet, who had me before last year, you get signed in like normal. If you need your username and password, I think I have that. Okay, if not, just go through your forgot username and password, and then just click on enroll new course. Mine needs to load here a little bit. But enroll in new course, and then it should give you this screen, and then that's where you paste it, okay? What you just copied from the syllabus. I hope that's clear. Okay? If you are new, this is for you. You're going to register right here. Need an account, start here. You're going to click on student. Okay? I'm just following along. You will need an access code, okay, for those of you who are new, and I will have to give that to you. If you are watching this video and you're not on the Google Meets link, I would prefer you to use your school email address and email me on my Leona group account, also found on the syllabus, all the way up here. Come on. Right here, email me using your MHP account. Please email me and say you need an access code. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you're not on the Google Meets link, if I have yet to give you an access code, okay, and you are watching this video and you need one, then please use your school email account, your school email address, email me at this email, and just simply say, Mr. Carlson, I'm brand new, I'm not registered on MathXL. You can literally pause the video and say this verbatim if you want, type it out. I'm brand new, I am not on MathXL, I need an access code. I will then email you back promptly, very fast, and I will give you an access code that looks something like this, but that's not this. This is not the access code you use. I will give you something that looks like that though. Okay? So if you don't have an access code, what did I just say? Email me at my Leona group account. Now, your course ID, it's going to ask you what your course ID is. We have a specific course ID, and this was that blue one down here. So if you go to your syllabus, it's this right here. Okay, that's the course ID. It's different than an access code. An access code is completely different. An access code allows you to have a MathXL account, and the course ID allows you to get into my class on MathXL. I'll say that one more time to make sure it's super clear for all of you. The access code, if you're brand new, allows you to have a MathXL account. Okay. And then the course ID, though, allows you to get into my class, my specific class on MathXL. So you need both. Okay. If you're new, just make sure you follow these instructions on the syllabus. Make sure you only use your school email accounts, only use your school email accounts. Make sure you remember your username and password because you'll have to give me that eventually, and I'll get to that in a little bit. And make sure you just put that username and password somewhere where you're not going to forget it because I really don't want to keep telling you guys so what your username and password is. So you would click register. Okay, so what is that? So if you again go over here, you can copy this, or you can even go to this PowerPoint and you can copy this. It's the exact same thing. You're going to go over here, whoops, and you're going to paste. You're going to hit continue. Okay, this is the class that I created. Okay, what you're going to be doing though, sign in with your Pearson account. If you're like, I don't have a Pearson account, I'm brand new, I have never had you before, then you're going to do create. Okay, if you've had me before but your account was expired, which I don't think any student here has an account that's expired, you would then go through and actually select whatever username and password that is. But most of you will do create a Pearson account. So you create one, and then you'll literally just go through all of this. What are you going to put here? Your school email. Make sure it's MH Prep. Username, I don't really care what your username and password is. Make sure, don't use the suggested password. That's outrageous. Okay, make sure you use a password, whatever password fits you. They're kind of finicky. Usually a password that works is just Phantoms, uppercase, and then Phantoms 1, 2, 3. This is usually the easiest password I tell students because it's just the easiest. So that's one password that I know always works if you don't care what your password is. Your username, I really don't care what it is. It can be like Colton.Carlson. Don't do this as your actual username, please don't. But it could be like your first name dot last name. I mean, it could be that. It could honestly be your actual email address. Some people just do their actual email address because they want to keep it short and simple, and that's perfectly fine. So you can definitely do your email address here. Re-enter your password. Again, don't forget. I want your first name. Make sure you use a capital letter. Your last name. Any type of security question. Security answer. Agree. Make sure you agree, and then you'll create your account. After that, it's going to ask you for, pay very close attention. After that, it's going to ask you for your course ID again, the thing that you copied and pasted it. So that's what you're going to do. You're going to just paste it right there. Okay, then you should get into something that looks like this. Okay, on Monday, you should see something that looks like this. Okay, they'll be like, yay, Algebra 2, yeah. You can go to homework and tests, and this is what you're going to see. Not this, you're actually going to see a lot of assignments here. You're going to see all these assignments pulled up, especially if it's on Monday. You're going to see that. Okay, all of these assignments. These are all the assignments for the week. So I will say this, and then I'll move on to the login information, and then we'll move on to our actual review, and then we'll pretty much be done in like 15 minutes. That's what I'm guessing. So first of all, you'll see your MathXL orientation here. So I want you to be able to complete this by Friday. This is the one homework assignment I'm actually going to grade. So make sure you complete that by Friday by 4 p.m. You need to complete it at 100%. Okay, what does it look like? I don't even know if you guys can see this. If you can't, that's going to be a bummer. Oh, you probably can. That's fantastic. It's going to look something like this. It's going to be like 12 questions. It's going to be, hey, how are you? You're so great for being on MathXL. and then you're going to be like, blah, 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 and you're just going to answer the questions. They're actually very, very, very easy questions, getting you familiar with the MathXL program. So make sure you complete that. If you're going to exit out and not complete it right away, just hit save. Again, if you're not going to finish it all in one setting, just hit save. Always hit save so it can save it for you. Okay? Fantastic. Still recording, great. So complete that by Friday, right? That's what's due Friday by 4 p.m. The next thing I need you guys to do, and I'll give you time in this video to complete the pretest. This is participation. It's actually worth a grade, so you do need to complete it. It's mandated by the state for us to give you a pretest. Yay, education is great. Okay, so make sure you complete that. And then throughout the days, especially tomorrow, Tuesday, 8/4, we're going to be doing this. I'm going to give you a video, and another video I'm going to show you how to do linear equations, how to solve linear equations and inequalities. So don't get too like, oh my gosh, this is so much. How am I supposed to do this? I have a video attached to that. Okay? I have a video attached to that. If you're not honors, do you need to do the honors? No. If you are honors, do you need to do the honors and this one? No. Okay, so if you're on honors, if you have an honors contract with me, if you have your parents actually email me, then you will be doing the honors one. It's a little bit harder. Okay? And you'll be doing the honors one all the way through. You'll never have to do this regular one. That's not specified as honors. If you are not in honors, then that means you will be doing the regular ones. Okay? Please do the homework here before you do the homework quiz. Who would have thought, right? Do the homework before you do the homework quiz. I have them in logical order. Do you understand? So you ought to not just jump around. I'm going to do the quiz review first. You can if you want, but I would highly suggest you not to. Okay, I would highly suggest that you finish the MathXL first, then you go to here, then you go to here, follow the template that I have on Google Classroom for you. Okay? All of that, this assignment, if you're regular, that assignment, the quiz review, and the quiz, all of it is going to be due by Friday. If you follow the template, you'll be fine, I promise you. It looks like a lot, but it's really not. It's actually split in half because I have honors here and regular. Okay? Make sense? Should make sense. If not, you can always email me. I am going to pull this question up, and I'm going to show you what's on MathXL so that you're familiar with it. First of all, there's always going to be a video here. So you should see a video here. I'm not going to play the video, but you will have a video here, and it'll be awesome, and you can play it, and you can watch it and everything. You need to make sure you click on the video before you get to the questions. So that just tells me that, hey, yeah, at least you know it's there. So if you don't like me teaching it, I will be teaching it the next video. If you don't like me teaching it, fine. Don't really care, although it slightly hurts my feelings. You can just go here and watch that video, or you can go to other videos I posted on Google Classroom from other popular YouTubers who are mathematicians and math teachers and watch their videos instead of mine. So many, 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 many opportunities. You click on the first question and you just start. You just go for it, man. That's all you need to do. So you'll see something like this. You'll go through it. You can go up here. You can say, oh, I want to go through this one. So you'll click on that one. Maybe you want a different one. Let's go to some inequalities here. There's another video lecture. You can just exit out if you don't want to do that. I'm okay with that. By all means, do that. And then here, oh my gosh. Wow, I really wanted you guys to watch the video, huh? Make sure you watch the video. Oh my gosh. I'm launching it. Will it not let me go? Maybe it's confused because I'm the instructor and I'm not the student. Did it just like die out on me? Okay, display question. Great, fantastic. Okay, I'm cool because I have the actual complete problem here. So that's fantastic, right? But I just want you to go through these questions, complete them as much as possible. Remember, you don't need to complete them at 100%. I'm not even going to be grading these completely at 100%, okay? Make sure you save before you exit out. But remember, I am going to grade them on participation. So you do need to know the participation and everything. You need to know that. So you do need to complete most of it. If you have any questions on that, by all means, email me. The homework quizzes, again, are about 5 minutes long. 5 minutes long, that's crazy. 20 minutes long, might be. 20 minutes long, about 5 questions. So I'll show you kind of what it looks like. It'll look something like this. And literally these questions are taken directly from the homework, guys. So if you did the homework, guess what? You'll be fine. I promise you, you'll be fine on the homework quiz. Okay? And if you did the homework at a 100%, let's just say you missed one on the homework quiz, guess what? You get extra credit. Okay, so if you have any questions on that, on just how MathXL works and everything, just let me know. The last thing, I didn't show you this. I do want to show you the MathXL learning aids because a lot of you are new to MathXL. So click on that, let's go up here. I'll show you the MathXL learning aids up here. Let's just say you have no idea how to do this. There's all these learning aids here. So there's the video again. Here's a textbook. It doesn't really help, but it's great. You can even ask me. This is a great thing. I need to show you guys this, so please pay attention. If you click on this, it'll send me a direct email with the question that you're working on. A direct email with the question you're working on. That's amazing, right? So that way you can I don't understand this question, and you can send it to me directly to my email and I can answer it. I can work through that problem with you. Okay? So I hope that's helpful. All right. And then view an example. View an example is great because most students actually use view an example because it takes you through a similar example, but just using the same steps. Okay, and so it's fantastic, and it helps you actually get the correct answer. You can also do help me solve this. So unfortunately, it makes you do, if you go through it, it's the same question, but it makes you do kind of a little bit more work to get to the answer, and then it'll kind of redo the next question. As you guys see here, it actually redoes a different question for you. So totally, so many different resources. I hope you guys utilize all of them, because this is a very powerful tool, and we're so thankful at Mission Heights to be able to provide it. Really, really thankful at Mission Heights to be able to provide something like this. Okay, fantastic. So that is MathXL. I hope I went through everything. The last thing I have to do is just remind you that this is a participation grade for the orientation to complete. And then the Google Classroom, the orientation again is this first one. Make sure you complete that. And then what's on Google Classroom? So this right here is due this week. So if I go down, come on. So you'll see this view question. So you'll see this. Please write your username and password. If when you're registering and everything, I know because I'm awful. I haven't done anything. Once you get your username and password when you're registering here, guys, I need to know that username and password. So automatically, right then and there, right away, go to Google Classroom, go to classwork, scroll down, find this assignment, and just literally complete that assignment. Okay. Don't do it as a class comment. Okay. I will delete that. Don't do it as a class comment. There is a way. It should be up here somewhere in the top right corner for you to type in your answer. Just type in username this, password that. You're done. Fantastic. If you do that and complete the MathXL orientation, you get a solid 10 out of 10 participation points. Wouldn't it be awful your first week back to not get those easy points because you just didn't follow instructions? Yeah, that would be kind of unfortunate, right? Yes. So pay attention, follow the instructions, make sure you give me that username and password before Friday. All right. So I hope I explained everything with Google Classroom. I hope I explained everything with MathXL. If you're still confused, by all means, come to our Google Meet at 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. The next day, and I will kind of explain it for you. It's better when I explain it like this than I do over email. It's just way better. I'm going to review some of these questions. Oh shoot, my phone's ringing, but I'm not going to answer it. Fantastic. I'm going to review some of these questions. You don't need to do this CUDA worksheet at all, so don't do it. Don't do it. It's not your homework. I'm just using it to kind of review some mathematics, okay? Some Algebra 1. Is that all right? I hope that's okay. So let's get into it. Again, don't do this worksheet, but I would highly encourage you to have notes out. Have your Cornell notes out so you can kind of go through some of them and follow along. You're probably thinking, who does this guy think he is? He thinks I'm going to actually do notes at school? Yes. It's freaking school. Okay. I'm going to just select a couple here. Let's select some hard ones. That one right here. Okay. First things first, I already kind of reviewed this with my last video, but it's y equals mx plus b. So this is my actual linear equation basic formula, right? Y equals mx plus b, where my m is my slope, so I hope we remember that, and my b value is where it crosses the y-axis, the y-intercept, where it crosses the y-axis. So how can I get this right here, this 2x minus 5 equals 5? How can I get that in that form? Well, first of all, I need to take this 2x and separate it from this y here. It's kind of like near it, it's attached. I need to separate the terms. So this will make it, I'll do it over here, negative 5y equals negative 2x and then plus 5. That's what that is. Okay? This will be divide by negative 5. Why am I dividing by negative 5? Because I want the y by itself. And this is multiplied to the negative 5, so I take the negative 5, I divide it, but what I do to one side, I must do to the other, and that includes everything on the other side, which is negative 2 and 5. So I divide it, that goes poofy, so I'm left with y equals a negative divided by a negative gives me a positive, so I'm just left with 2 all over 5x times x, and then a positive divided by a negative is negative, but 5 divided by 5 is 1. So this is my line. Okay, how do I plot this? I have negative 1 right here, so I'm going to do negative 1 right there. Rise over run, so the 2 is the rise, the 5 is the run. So 2 is vertical, 5 is horizontal. So 2, I'm going to go up to 1, 2, and over 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And right there is going to be my second dot. So I'll try to do a solid line. Wow, that one's amazing. Look at that. That's what it looks like. Notice how this is a positive slope, guys. Your quiz on Friday is going to ask you that. Is it a positive slope or a negative slope? How do we know? It's a positive slope because this right here is a positive. I'll even do a different color. Do bright green. That's a positive. So if your slope right here is a positive, then it's positive slope. So my m for this case is 2 all over 5, and my b is negative 1. Now, this is my final answer along with this right here, this line. I'm going to show you one thing though, and you'll probably freak out, and you'll be like, really? I'll be like, really? We have an amazing calculator called Desmos, right? We do. We have an amazing calculator called Desmos. Yes, this is how you solve it by hand, but what if I wanted to solve it not by hand to make it go faster? So 2x minus 5 equals 5. I can go to Desmos here. So 2x minus 5y equals 5. Wow. Look at this. That was my y-intercept. This is where it crosses the x-axis. The sad thing is Desmos doesn't give us our slope, but we have to, that's why we need to kind of do it by hand. We have to solve for our slope by hand, but that's okay. If I type in 2 over 5x minus 1, so y equals 2 divided by 5, kind of get out of there, x, and then minus 1, what do you notice? It's the exact same line. So that means we did our math correctly. Pretty cool, right? By the way, if you have yet to make your own account on Desmos.com, do that, for this advertisement is brought to you by Desmos. Aww. Make sure you do it, please. So you could do this, is what I'm saying. If MathXL is asking you what's the line, just plug it into Desmos, and there you go. But Mr. Carlson, is that cheating? No, it's using your resources. That's what I call it. So let's do this next one. It's a little bit more complicated because of fractions, but remember, all we're really looking at is this right here, the y. I'll do about 2 more other examples after this. Not complicated examples, just 2 more examples after this, because I want to review how to find slope and stuff, because I think that's going to be on your quiz. So I'll do that. But pinpoint this y variable here, the 1/4 over y. Why am I pinpointing that? Is because I need y by itself. Okay, remember this. I need y by itself. Okay, so how do I get y by itself? Well, this is a constant here, the 1/2. So I actually need to move my constant over. I need to move that 1/2 over to the other side here. When I move it over to the other side, it's going to look like this. Negative 1/2, because 0 minus 1/2 is just negative 1/2, equals, this is going to be x plus 1 all over 4 y. Okay? Okay. I still need y by itself, so how do I get y by itself? It's a couple things. I could subtract x over, so I need to get x by itself. So I can subtract x over. So I have negative 1/2 minus x, and then equals 1 all over 4, and then y. Okay? Now, how do I get y by itself? There's actually a trick that we can do, and I'm going to put this in red here. We can multiply both sides by 1, not 1 all over 4. I'm not thinking straight. 4 all over 1. Why would I want to multiply it by 4 all over 1? Because that is the reciprocal. So 4 all over 1, what I do to one side, I must do to the other side, the whole thing. So that means 4 all over 1 here. Okay. What happens to these 4s? Those 4s actually go poofy. The ones technically go poofy. And I'm just left with y. Okay. What happens to this 4? Well, this 4 gets distributed to both that with negative 1/2 and to negative x. They get distributed to both. So I have 4. Let's do it over here. Sorry. So let's do negative 4 and then all over 2. Remember, when we multiply straight across. I have a negative, so I need to include a negative. 4 times 1 is 4. 1 times 2 is 2. I multiply straight across. So numerators to numerators, denominators to denominators. What's 4 times negative x? Well, that's negative 4x. And then I need to simplify this, and I'm actually going to flip this whole equation around. So y equals, just flipping it around like a pancake. I can definitely do that. It's called math. Okay, so I have negative 4x, and then I have negative 2. This is my final answer. Now, this is one way to solve it. Maybe some of you solved it differently. So maybe some of you saw, well, that's kind of confusing. Why didn't you just move that over? Because the x and the 1/2 are already by itself. Why didn't you just move that over to make it 1 over 4 times y equals x and then plus 1/2? Why didn't you do that? You could absolutely have done that. Okay, you could have absolutely done that, guys. And then here you would just multiply by negative 4 to every single thing, and then multiply by that by negative 4 and so forth. Okay, you would still get this answer. It doesn't matter. So what will this look like? I'm actually going to graph it on Desmos, and then that's what it'll look like. So negative 4x minus 2. Let's do that. So y equals negative 4x minus 2. That's what that will look like. I'll take these lines off. Boom. Why is it going down? Because it's a negative slope. There's a negative there in front of the slope. What's my slope here? Well, m is going to be -4. And then here we have -2 is your b. So b is going to be -2 here. Remember, we have y equals mx plus b. So y equals mx and then plus b. Notice how this line is now the same. And I can play it. And it can move. Yay. Okay. That's cool. I'm going to stop that. Let's go and move on. I want to do a couple more examples, and then we're pretty much going to be done, which is amazing. So let's go through. Maybe I'm trying to look and see. I want to go through this one because I want to give you guys how to find slope between 2 points and then find a line between 2 points. Let's go through these two. So let's go through 15 first. So 15, if I have this point and then this slope, what will that look like? So remember, I want to kind of make sure it goes in this form. That's the form I want to do. Okay? Good? Y equals mx plus b. I have this slope and this point. That's the form I want to get to, but there's a couple ways you can do this. I'm going to show you the easiest way. Maybe some of you saw this form before. This form is called point slope form. The reason why this is called point slope form is because if you have a point and you have a slope, you can literally just plug it in. This is actually probably my favorite right here because it's so easy. And it just so happens we have a point and we have a slope. Okay, so I kind of want to show you both ways just so that you guys are solid with it. So I'm going to show you first of all this way. If I have a point, I can literally plug in x and y. This is x, 4 is x, and -2 is y. And I can plug in because this is right here my slope. That looks awful. I'll get rid of. It's just my m. Okay, that's my m. So what will that look like when I plug it in? Again, I'm going to show you both ways, but this is my first way, and this is going to be my second way. My first way right here is I'm going to do y, which is -2. That's my y point, right? That's my y point, equals my slope is -1 times my my x, which is 4. And then I don't know my b value here, but that's okay. I'm going to find it. So -2, and then this equals -4, and then this is plus b. What is b? When I add the 4 over, b will be 2. What does that mean? Is that my final answer? No, that's not my final answer. That means when I plug it all together, my slope is -1, so -x, and then plus 2. That is my final answer. That's my b. That's my understood 1 right here. We don't ever write that, remember? We don't really write -1, okay? Now, if I wanted to use this form, we're going to do the exact same thing, but this form. This y1 here is going to be, this y1 is actually going to be my -2, right here. Okay, that's -2. And then my x1 here is going to be my 4. That's what that means. So I'm literally going to plug those numbers into there. What am I going to do with regular x and regular y? Nothing. What's my slope? Again, my slope is -1. Okay? Perfect. So let's start plugging everything in. So I have y minus, I have a -2. Notice my parentheses here. My parentheses, because I have to plug in that -2, but that's already a built-in negative. Okay, so this equals my m, which is -1, and then my x stays the same, and what's my x1 is 4. So minus, because it's built-in negative, and then 4. Now I just kind of simplify. This becomes y plus 2 equals, this becomes -x, and this becomes plus 4. So I distribute that -1 through, remember? Distribute that -1 through. So negative x and then -4. -1 times -4 gives me +4. What do I do with this 2? I need y by itself. I subtract it over and I combine with the 4. So -2 with the +4 is still +2. Did I get the same thing? Yes. So you can do either or. I don't really care. I personally like this one, but you could technically use this one. I think you may have learned that one in Algebra 1 more. So pause the video if you need to get that down. I'm going to erase. Last one I said I'm going to do is this one. So usually how I do this is I like stacking them. And after this, we'll be done. So I like stacking them. The reason why I like stacking them is because my formula for slope is y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. This is my formula for slope. I'm not doing any of these, so don't worry about those. Remember? So this is my formula for slope. Okay? So it doesn't matter which point is x1 or y1 or x2 or y2. No, it doesn't. But what I like to do is put them kind of vertically stacked. So I can do this. I can just take, we're not going to do this one. I'm just trying to find room here. We're going to take -1 and then the 1 right above it, -2. Why am I doing a minus? Built-in negative right here. Okay, built-in negative. This is all divided by, I'm going to take my x's here, 0, and then minus a -3. So 0 minus a -3. Why do I have two negatives here? Well, there's a built-in negative right there, and there's also a negative in our given answer, our given question. So now I simplify. This is going to be -3, and this becomes a positive to be 3. So what's my slope? It is just not that. Actually, it is that. But I just wanted to put a negative there. -1. Okay? So what's my slope in -1? So what will that look like? But now, since you have a -1 for slope and you have any given point, you can use the point slope form like I used before. This is way easier than I think your y equals mx plus b form. So again, this is point slope form. If you want to write that down, I would do that. So point slope form. Remember, guys, this is going to be on your quiz. So if you don't know this, it's going to be kind of awful for you guys, to be honest with you. I'm not going to be too hot. So this is your point slope form. So my y stays the same. What's my y1? Does it matter which point I choose? No, it doesn't. I'm going to choose the easiest one. Because the line goes through both points. All I need is 1 point from that line. If the line goes through both of those points, I just need 1 point on that line. And I'm going to pick the easiest one that they give me, which is 0 and -1. So what's my y here? My y that's given to me is -1. But since it has a built-in negative into the equation, I'm going to make sure I use parentheses. What's the slope that I found? We found the slope to also be -1. And then x minus, what's my x value for this point? It's 0. Don't you love that? So easy. This becomes a positive, so y plus 1. If I distribute through, it's just -x, okay, and then -1 times 0 is 0. So then how do I solve for y? I just subtract the 1 over here. So that is my final answer. And this is my unicorn. So for those of you who are paying attention, that's an amazing unicorn, right? Probably. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions on that. You can email me. I'm going to erase. What you should be doing now, okay, what you should be doing now is your pretest. That's what I have suggested on the template, is your pretest. If you're still interested in honors, just email me now. Have your parents email me, parent and guardian. Make sure you're on MathXL. So if you're on MathXL, you should be finishing the orientation and then also finish the pretest there. You have about 90 minutes, 25 questions. MathXL orientations due 8/7, Science Syllabus due 8/5. Other MathXL homework assignments for the week, you could get ahead if you wanted to. You could definitely do all these other ones. If you're honors, do this one. just start going to town. I want to see you working. I need you to check in with me every day. So if I didn't see you during the Google Meet, or if I don't see you during the Google Meet Monday, then that means you have to check in with me. How do I check in? You ask. There's a variety of ways you can check in. So if you go to Google Classroom and you go all the way down here, you can check in by just commenting here if you want to, but although I prefer you not to do that. Or what you can do, this is probably the best way. Where is it? Right here. You can go to the virtual office hours, scroll down, and then click on this form, and so it'll allow you to actually check in that way. This is awesome, student daily check-in. If I don't see you during a Google Meet, I expect you to check in daily. That's the expectation, and I want you to fill this form out. Okay? All right. Fantastic. I'm feeling pretty good. I think you guys got this. So if you have any questions on the pretest, let me know. Again, it's participation. Don't expect to know everything. So it's just answer to the best of your knowledge. Just try your best, but this needs to be completed. Okay, other than that, that's all I have for you. I hope you guys have a great day. Like and subscribe to this channel, C Squared Mathematics. Okay, so make sure you like, subscribe. You can receive daily notifications. Well, not daily, but notifications on my videos when I post them. And so you definitely have all access to all the videos no matter what, any time of the day. I know you guys watch random cat videos, so if you're gonna watch a random cat video, at least get some Mr. Carlson time. I mean, seriously, get into one of these videos and do some math homework, okay? If there's no other questions, no other concerns that I'm thinking of, that's it. And so I hope you guys have a great day. Make good choices. Till next time, I'll see you.